We have another call. I'm sorry, callers. This is such a fascinating subject, and, I'm just so fascinated that Flora has not done it raw dog. We've got Big Dog from Atlanta. Welcome to the show.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you? You like raw dog?
Hey, say what now?
Never mind.
Hey, look, what I was calling, I think abortion is totally unfair. You know what I mean? Because I always looked at babies as being a blessing. You know what I mean? And who are you to judge it? I mean, God sent you a baby, you should take care of it. You know what I'm saying? If you lay down with a slum-ass nigga, you just got a slum-ass baby daddy.
Hey, now.
I
agree. Well, thank you. That's enough. Okay. Thank you so much for your call. So he's taking a moral stance. He's saying it's a blessing and it shouldn't be looked at. It's unfair.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't.
Children are a gift from the Lord.
What we haven't talked about is the dad side of this. Like, a woman could just go ahead and get an abortion without any, input from the father.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you guys feel about that. Like the man. We should probably have a man here to ask him that, but
we don't.
I
think it should be the woman's decision.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
so
because we're the ones that have to take care of the child no matter what. They can decide, you know what, I don't want to have a child anymore and just leave off. And
I don't really feel like that because, okay, let's say you have a son. Let's say you passed away. Your son gets somebody pregnant. And that's his next generation of family. Like, let's say he doesn't have all of the other family. And this woman that he has, that he's gotten pregnant, is like, no, I'm going to have an abortion. I think that there needs to be some say-so by a man.
But can you imagine forcing you to carry a baby to term?
Yeah, of course not. The woman is carrying it. It's her body. It's not the man's body. So therefore, he's not stretching out. He's not getting stretch marks. He's not putting his life in jeopardy.
Right.
His
organs aren't getting pushed up anywhere.
All he's doing is nothing.
Yeah. Another quick caller, and we'll get back to this. This is a good, topic.
Conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating the chicken. We have Cheryl from Southern California. Cheryl, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Claudia, and to the pigeons, good evening.
Hey, Cheryl.
I just had a quick question, first of all. It sounded like earlier you guys were advocating the not using condoms, and it sounded like you were even trying to push Portia into having raw dog sex.
Because we are some tramps.
To be a little, off the chart. Anyway, my comment is this. I believe that at some point, if a woman doesn't have sense enough to use condoms or not become pregnant using birth control of some sort, then yes, the state should step in and make a decision. Look at the economy today.
I agree with you.
If you can't take care of the child, then don't have it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the call, Cheryl.
Thank you.
And to Cheryl and to others that are listening, listen, these are my girls. I would say I love them if I wasn't emotionally handicapped by my horrible upbringing.
Olive juice.
But I'm not advocating it. It's just, we're making a point here. And this is the Foxhole, so there is a lot of comedy and jokes. And this is a serious topic. But you know what? We got to sprinkle a little bit of lightness and humor. And, I think it's fascinating that a woman that is 35, 36, something like that, years old, hasn't had unprotected sex once. She has a perfect record. That's admirable. But at the same time, it's also fascinating because you think, sometimes when people are caught up in the throes of lovemaking, they may slip. So, we gotta point that shit out.
Right, but I think it's a product of my upbringing as well because I raised kids at a young age. I did not want to have kids. My mind was so set on that. So,
Do you want to have kids today? Are you just anti-kid, or would you have a child
No, I'm not anti-kid.
today?
I mean, I know how hard it is to take care. I mean, I don't think I have it in me to take care of a kid.
Well, I think that's very
I was
admirable.
Forced to do this,
Plus, your dog doesn't look happy. Your dog looks like he has low self-esteem. He never makes eye contact.
My dog is hot.
Don't let it talk. No, your dog has low self-esteem.
Well, your cats look raggedy and shit. No. I mean, goddamn.
My cats are pretty. Don't front.
Shit, you look like you shoot your cats out of a cannon. Goddamn it.
My cats are cute. Your dog doesn't look
dusty.
Up.
You must dust the place with them.
Doesn't make eye contact. We have Kevin.
Controversy
I know. So sensitive about the dog, but not about your mouth. Kevin from South Carolina.
And who fell while drunk?
Kevin,
not
please
me.
say something. Kevin from South Carolina. One at a time, bitches. Goddamn. Kevin from South Carolina. Welcome to the show.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Hey. Give her some raw sex.
I was just wanting to comment on the whole situation. I mean, in certain situations, it would be fine, if a woman got raped or she was being molested by a family member or something. Mm-hmm. But to me, something that's wrong with society in general is the idea that you don't have to take responsibility for your actions. It just doesn't seem right. There's so many more avenues. There's people that don't have kids that want kids. You could put the child up for abortion, like the one lady that had called in that she'd wish she hadn't had it. It seems like there should be more time. I mean, I'm not a woman, so,
Right.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to just give away life when there's so many people that would want it. Abortion's always another avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your call, Kevin. Really appreciate it.
But there's also so many kids out there that don't have families and that can get adopted, and people still choose not to adopt them. They'd rather go pay and try to get pregnant, maybe not get pregnant, have 50 kids at one time.
Because there is a difference, you know, adopting a kid and, you know, having one naturally. A lot of people just feel it's, you know, having their own natural kid is a lot better.
I personally, there is a difference, but being a foster child and being in that situation, I'm like, I made my own family. And I did meet my mom's birth side of the family, and I'm so happy I didn't grow up with them because they're really screwed up.
You kind of did you a favor.
So, yeah, they really did. And I'm happy for that, so...
We haven't had a woman really call and talk too much about the abortion, but the guys are quick to say, you know, they shouldn't do it, but, you know, it is a woman's body, and, you know, it's a scary thing when a woman gets pregnant, you know, you don't really know how you're going to act or react, and as a man, you know, you're the one that kind of gets to do the fun part, you know, you partake in the fun, you have sex, I mean, there's an argument that, you know, there's a financial responsibility, but there's so many times where there's not. Where a man just walks away unscathed, and the woman has to deal with either the burden, which it's a blessing and a burden. Let's be realistic here, of raising a kid, and also or the scars emotionally left behind if she goes ahead with the abortion. So it's kind of like
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
And for a man to take that stance is actually, I mean, kind of somewhat surprising for him to say that there should be some sort of repercussion for, you know, using, let's say, birth control, you know. An abortion. I feel what he's saying though, because I mean, just look. Let's say if you don't pay your mortgage, you get evicted. That is your punishment. You do a crime, you go to jail. I mean, life and death are final. If you're here and you're living, of course, that's final, and death is final. So I actually kind of agree with him as far as saying there should be some more punishment. But as far as if only,
what do you mean if you have an abortion?
No, not if you have an abortion. Just under the circumstance, because you have to look at Nadia. Let's say anybody else will want to have 6 to 10 kids. We're not paying for Brad Pitt and Angelina's kids. They've got money. They've got the resources, so it doesn't come out of our pockets. People that are struggling or making, let's say, minimum wage are being affected by her decision. So at some point, it's got to be like, okay, there should be some sort of repercussion for what you did because it's affecting everybody else.
Like China, I believe you can have another kid, but you have to pay a fine.
Right. And I mean, look at
that.
It's
a lot. It's like 20,000. It's something like it's several thousands of dollars. Like it's not cheap.
Exactly.
But it's not fair to the other kids too that are already born because they're not getting the attention from their mother because she has to take care of 8 babies because they're all the same age. I don't know how old her other kids are, but if they're 7 or 8 years old, it's not fair to them.
10.
They still need their mom.
Right. So, how about people that come from big families? I'm the last of 9 kids. My mom had 9 children.
But your mom didn't have 9 of the same age.
Right. But are we questioning the age or just how many kids to have?
I mean, I don't think there should be a limit on how many kids
there
you
should
have.
be a limit.
You can afford them.
If you can, I just think if you can afford them financially and where the kid can sort of have.
Then financial situations change, though.
Right. You're right, but financially stuff changes. But just because somebody's rich doesn't mean that the kid would be better off with a rich family or a poor family.
Exactly.
Because you look at a lot of families that have rich parents that didn't get any love, but you look at the poor families who stuck together. They may be living house to house every few years, but they've got so much love. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know.
What's too old to get pregnant?
Whenever you stop,
I say 45.
Should I say if you're still making eggs, do it.
You still no, I mean, because the older you get, the more risk you have in getting cancer or whatever you might get, and you die. You're gonna leave a child.
No.
I want you guys to take a guess at this. The oldest woman to get pregnant, her age was
92.
56. Floor?
67.
62.
92.
Shelly.
Wow, Shelly.
Is am I right? Oh. I swear
right.
I heard something on like
Is she
the
right?
news or something. Like
Hell
some lady was like in her 80s or 90s.
No.
I swore I heard that.
Reportedly, the oldest pregnant woman was 70 years old.
Wow. Close, yeah.
She was
70 years
fucking
old.
at 70. Oh my God, that's gonna be me.
She's from India, right?
She
was India. Yeah. Them Indians.
Well, why would you bring a child in this world when you're 70? When
She
you
wasn't
can
still
die
She was
tomorrow?
thinking about that.
Me
She
and
just
my husband's gonna be right
accidentally
got
got
One at a
pregnant.
time.
Selfish.
She accidentally got pregnant.
That's selfish.
70 years old.
She wasn't menstruating at 70 though.
That's what she had.
Yeah, she had to be.
She okay. Now, some little facts about China, the one-child policy. China has a one-child policy that's currently in effect through 2010, so each couple can only have one child. The law was put in place in 1979 to control the population. I think back in the 80s, early 90s, they had 1 billion people, and now it's 2 billion. So that's how fast they can, you know, those bastards multiply. What? Bastards? You don't like the bastards?
I love the way you refer to Chinese people.
I love Chinese food.
Stop talking about her people now.
Chinese slippers. I like all that.
I know, my
I was an
cousin.
Asian man for Halloween.
My cousin.
All right. The law has been estimated to have reduced the population growth in the country of 1.3 billion by as much as 300 million people over the first 20 years. So it did have.
It's effective.
I thought they had 2 billion people. Okay. So another country that needs to kind of get on board with this is India, because India is much smaller than China.
Right.
And their population, they're just,
way overpopulated.
They are just, come back to my house.
Oh, it is okay. 16 people can live in a Vermont shack. It is okay.
I've got the good dick. But then again, I need them to keep multiplying because they make the best hair.
The weaves.
Portia, you feel me on this?
I feel you.
Indian hair is the best.
The texture is amazing. I love it. It's so beautiful.